little carrier rocket there. We've got the RCS on. We're just going to slide in. I'm going to try and dock in here. And I've just realized that actually in the one round Earth, I've actually docked on these ports, but I just really can't bring myself to do it. It does mean that there is a hatch to a hatch, whereas on the other ones, the sort of were on the other side. So we might think about that. It also means I can think about putting something else on here that doesn't get in the way of the solar panels. And it also means these... Welcome back to Kerbalish, and we are just launching a bit of our space station for around the moon. We're going to be sending up a lab to the moon because we've got a mission to do that, and yeah, I think I'll probably join you in orbit. Right, so we are up on, well, we're not on orbit yet. We're just unfurling solar panels and things like that, because you've got to do all this when you get up there, and you've got to get things sorted and stuff. So there we go. The solar panels out. In fact, I shouldn't pull these ones out. We're gonna retract those. We're gonna pull those back. I don't like having all of them out just in case we have a horrible accident. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna conduct that, and I'm gonna store it. Come on, there we go. We're gonna, ooh, we could put it straight into the science lab. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. We can come out and fix that later because we can just pop out here in EVA. Right, oh, we could do this as well. Let's do that. Let's observe the mystery goo while we're here and put that into the science lab as well, because we can do that piece of work around the moon, which will be very exciting. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this into orbit. Then hopefully we should be able to head off to the moon. So yeah, you may have noticed, yeah, we've got Al-Cal Kerman and we've got Antop Kerman. They're two of the Kerbals we've actually rescued previously. They're in the science lab there. Yes, I realise there is no escape system for them should anything go wrong. There's also no re-entry shield or anything, and they would probably die. But I'm assuming that we're going to get onto orbit all right, unless we have two engine failures, which in stock KSP is unlikely. We should be okay. We've got enough Delta V in this stage, so it's not a big issue. The only issue would have been, early on in the launch, and then we'd have bailed them out anyway, and that should have been okay. So we're going to get these lot onto orbit, and then we shall take them over to the moon, and hopefully we shall dock this thing with the moon station. You see, it's exactly the same as we've actually put round Kerbin, so we know that it can dock, and of course we know how close it can dock to those lovely solar panels that we've got there. All right, let's get this thing going. A tiny bit of time warp, and then we're just gonna pop it up into the orbit. There we go. And this will take no time at all. Let's keep an eye. About 100 kilometers up would be nice for us to do this. Yeah, so this episode, we're going to do this, obviously. We're going to do some other stuff. I might go forward to the flyby window and get that, so we get a bit of science, because I'd like to just get a bit of science, actually, if I'm honest. We've got about 500 meters per second left on that. Right. Let's plot our way to the moon. So as we're flying over the Earth, we can actually see all these lightning storms. Isn't that amazing? I love that. I love that bit about this. Just all the lightning storms around there. That is a cool just image, isn't it? It's just cool. Yeah, I love that. Right, anyway, let's focus. We were actually on our burn time. We just hit our burn time then. I knew how long there was going to be. I did not do anything wrong there, obviously. We're just going to fire this forward. We're going to actually, you know what? Physical time warp. That's what we need. Need a bit of physical time warp to make this all go better. And then of course this engine is going to die pretty soon, so we're going to just stop that, and then we're going to let it run out, and then we can fire the next stage. There we go. That looks really not as, it's a bit anemic, that engine, isn't it? I think this tank's probably too big for this. It just takes forever to do stuff, so let's just speed that up a bit as well. There we go. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna get this thing out there towards the moon. How exciting! Don't maneuver when you're in physical time warp, sea monsters. You know this is the way of craziness occur. There you go. Just to there. There. Bring it back to that. Right, okay. So at 19, 18, 20 seconds. Well, something like that. We should probably have a look on here and see where are we in relation to the rest of the world. Do that there. We're about to come out to there. We're going to start to pull this back. I'm actually going to... One thing I do is I actually kill the burn, which is an odd one, I think. There we go. Right, I kill the burn, and then I just position myself on the prograde, because that's the one that's not going to move. And I kill this, and then I just do this. We'll just do that, and we just walk it in. There we go. We want to be in a higher orbit, ideally, than the moon one, which is down at... What is it? What is that? Altitude 31. I need to check actually where the lower limits are. We're going to bring this in, and I'm going to bring it into there. That's all right. That's not a bad one. You can see our inclination is terrible. You can see I've actually set it as target, so we will see where we should see where it's where it's going to have its intercepts. But if we just do that and then we do this and we do a bit of that, there we go. You can see 19 degrees out. Oh, that's horrible. How much is it to fix it? The annoying thing is it's ascending, descending nodes are in the worst possible places. Yeah, of course they are. So how much is that going to cost me? That's the wrong way. This is the way. All the way down to... Let's go all the way down to 0. Because we could do this right next to it, or we can do it now. Right, it's close enough for this. Let's look. What's that going to cost me? 133. Oh, I can use that. I've got oodlers and schmoodlers of fuel on this, so that's fine. Right, we're going to just come along here and capture then. So let's come in here. I could do a clever little burn at the start here and reposition my ascending, descending node, that sort of stuff. But actually, could I? Let's have a look at that. Let's see. Could I do a little... You tell you what, we actually are going to do something else first. While I remember. We're going to go into deep space. Well, not deep space. We're going to go to over here somewhere. We're going to warp to about here. So warp there. Thank you. So we're going to get ourselves out there past the sort of geostationary point, and then we're going to do the science thing again. So we're going to grab that. We're going to do conduct materials study, and we're going to do that. Observe mystery goo. We're going to put that in. We're going to put that in. Superb. Then we're going to have to get out our scientist. EVA, please. Thank you. Can you, from there, can you reset things? That's the question I'm going to have. I know you can't. So we're going to let go. We're going to put the RCS on. There we go. Oh, how are you there? Are you okay? Is that good for you? Because it was good for me. Can you restore that one? Can you not do that one? Can you restore that? You should be. There you go. What about this one? Can you do that one? Hello, restore that one. That one we haven't done, so it must be one on the other side. It's there. I'm not in a hurry to grab that, so we can get that in the future when we need to do it. You can actually, I think you can get the lab to do it for you, but I like to go on EVA sometime. It's just well, hello. Can you board there? Oh, you can. You can just ram into the lab and get into it. That's interesting. Note to self, easiest thing to rendezvous with. Right, so that lab is hopefully going to be able to, we just warped there, is hopefully going to be able to do some science with that. And I'm going to wait until around the moon, because I seem to remember there's an odd thing about you get bonuses depending upon which planetary body you are around when you do it and things like that. And I can't really remember how it works. I will have to look it up. Right, we're about to go through there. There we are. That's wonderful. Right, let's have a look. Let's focus on moon. No, focus on the moon, please. Thank you. Right. That is my target, so set as target. Right, if I was to do a little burn here, for example, add maneuver, what would this do to my ascending and descending node? Oh, it's going to ruin it, according to this. What are you at? 19? Okay, so it does actually get rid of it. It just doesn't like it. Okay. So we can actually just do that. Until we don't have one anymore. How does that work? Yeah, that's not going to get any better. So what we're going to do is we're going to cancel that. We're just going to cancel. We're going to add a maneuver there. I'm going to do a capture. There we go. Do that. Go towards it. And that will be easy. We'll just capture. Then we'll circular. We'll get our inclination right. And then we'll circularize and do all that sort of stuff. And then we'll go for a docking. In fact, we could probably go for a docking at any point from that point. Once this is in the same plane, we can play around with it. I probably want to go from this side, but we'll see. We'll have a look at it. Right. How are we doing? And of course we're on the dark side, because we're always on the dark side of the moon when Sea Monsters needs to do a video of us doing anything on the moon. So note to self, maybe try do the docking on the light side, because that will make it a bit more interesting. I do have the ambient lighting up at the moment, so you can at least see the craft, but you can just see it on a black background, which is, well, it could be anywhere, couldn't it? Really? Let's be honest. I'm just going to fire the engine, just get it done. Just going to do that, put that there. Are we captured? Are we captured? That's enough, is it? Is that enough? Yes, it is. Right. Now let's see if we can actually get a nice inclination. Oh, that's a nice little picture. We've got the Earth there. We've got the dark side of the moon. I quite like that. Right. Let's actually position. Which way am I burning? I'm burning down. You know what? I've got to stop getting to weird habits of always doing descending node burns and things like that. It just is weird. It's just, you get so used to little things. One thing that I didn't do with this science lab is actually make it so it's easy to refuel. If you're going to do something where it's easy to refuel, you know what? Do it with single tanks, because having lots of little tanks might look cool, but doing refueling in KSP, the way that works, it can be annoying, particularly if you've got the refueling bug, and I think it still exists. I mean, I still see it now and again. I suppose, do I see it with this series? I've not seen it. I've not done refueling with this series, I don't think. So we'll have to think, oh look, there's a Lunar Rover 3. Is it doing anything, or is it just sitting there? I don't know if it's sitting there or not. So what we'll do is we're going to put this into a slightly higher orbit, like this orbit. So what's our Parallax is 68. That's going to be pulling down now. Okay. I'm going to pull that down to probably about 100. I'm not too worried about it being circular. It makes it easier if it's circular, but not massively worried. There we go. All the way down. And let's start betting on whether we think the rendezvous will be on the dark side or the light side. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the dark side, because it always is. And as is traditional, I will go to my ascending or descending node. I will put in a maneuver. I will pull it back so that we go into the same orbit. And I'm going to go for 2. There we go. I'm going to go for 2. 2 things. So that's 2 points at which it crosses the orbit. And then we're going to go through and round like this. That's rubbish. Do that. Oh, look, it's going to be in the dark. What a surprise. What a surprise. Right, there we go. Let's have a look. Closest distance is 40. So 4 kilometers. Let's change that. Let's make it a lot less. Let's make it 3. No, let's not make it 3. Let's make it 2. Let's make it not 2. Let's make it 1. Let's not make it 1. Let's make it, oh, I don't know. How close can I get you? 100, 170, 70 meters, 20 meters. There's no way I'm going to get that close. So yeah, I'm happy with that. There's no way after a few orbits I'm going to get that close. It's going to be so off. And if I am that close, we're going to ram into it and it's going to be horrendous. So either way, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Right. Okay, let's do this. We can pop it onto this screen here because we can track it. Right, let's have a look. We're going to pull this in. So we're going to do a retrograde burn. Ooh, do you know what? I'm going to put the RCS on for this. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to put the RCS on to do that. Just that. Turn it off now. Right. 40 seconds. It is a 3-second burn. Is it really? Is that all it is? Wow. We're actually going to give it a punch, and then we're going to stop it and go again. Fire engines. Like so, and stop it. And I'm going to do a little bit of finagling and finangling. There we go, just do that. And that will bring us ever so gently close to it, to within 35, 30, within 30 meters. This is not a 30-meter craft. That should be fine. The station isn't 30 meters. Right, we are going to collide. Well, not collide. We're going to come close in a little while. Oh, turn the RCS off. Don't want to ruin the whole process, do we? So yeah, so I was actually looking the wrong direction there. That was special, wasn't it? So we'll turn this around. We're going for the docking. I'm not going to waste your time seeing me do all the maneuvers to get it docked. I'll just show you at the end, or when I think it is the end, and then no doubt I will miss it, because you've seen in the last episode me docking pretty much this craft to this craft. Right, we've just separated from our little carrier rocket there. We've got the RCS on. We're just going to slide in. I'm going to try and dock in here. And I've just realized that actually in the one round Earth, I've actually docked on these ports, but I just really can't bring myself to do it. It does mean that there is a hatch to a hatch, whereas on the other ones, the sort of were on the other side. So we might think about that. It also means I can think about putting something else on here that doesn't get in the way of the solar panels. And it also means these solar panels are also going to give us the sort of same controls as these. So I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Nope, need to do that bit. I need to do a bit of this. We've let it go a bit too far, actually. I need to just pull this back a bit and then do that. And there we go. Just pull this down. So we're just trying to aim for this docking port. What I should do is actually do this. There we go. That's right. And then I could do a bit of that and a bit of that. we go. And pull it in, and there we go. Oh, there we go, docked. That was a bit of a rough and ready dock, and we've got a docking that's quite nicely lined up there. Actually, I've done quite well there, haven't we? Right, we are docked. Everything is good. We have no crew on board here, do we? Oh no, we do. We've got a pilot on here. Did we put a pilot around the moon? Oh, I didn't realise that. So we have a pilot, an engineer, and a thingy. Do we have anything in here? We've got equipment for doing science. How exciting! Right, I'll top. We're gonna do a little EVA for you, okay? EVA time. Good stuff. We're gonna let you go. All right. I want to do perform EVA science. Let's have a look. We're gonna do the spinny thing, are we? Woohoo! Yay! Cool. Brilliant. Has he done the science? He's got it. Wonderful. We're gonna keep that. We're going to store the experiment. We're gonna jump back into the craft, and then we're gonna look at review data. We're gonna transmit that, I think, straight away. That gives us a big bunch of 50 science. That's lovely. We haven't done that around Earth, actually. We do need to do that. We have 171 data out of 750. Oh, that doesn't seem like a lot. Oh, we can clean the experiments. Oh, brilliant. They can clean it without having to go outside. How beautiful. You just keep doing that. Absolutely awesome. And I think we can start the research. There we go. Start the research. It's 2 science a day, and then we have to transmit it back. We've got plenty of power, though. So we should be able to do this. Let's have a look. Is that eating our power? It is eating through the power. We have completed a contract. We've got moon station all done. Wonderful. We've had our first static construction of first station around the moon. We've performed a docking maneuver on the moon. Yeah, we've actually done that before. I just want to say that we have done that before. Oh no, we haven't. Our little lander never docked, did it? It didn't have a docking port. I forgot about that. Okay, so that's a new one. So that's good. Love that. We'll have to go and see what the next mission is for this. Let's first of all get it all the way around and make sure that it's actually getting enough power to do. Because one of the problems with this is it is eating the power, isn't it? Woof. Oh yeah, we get it. We do have enough. So if we just is that right? So it's eating 10 there. It's producing 10 there when it's running. Extend that. Extend that. We're in a 30 by 34 kilometer orbit. We're getting a lot of, right, how much are we getting energy wise for this? Let's have a look. We are getting, let's have a look. We're getting we're getting 39, and I think that's more than we were using. So actually say that. Say it was 199 there. We were getting 199. We're going to go, obviously this number changes depending upon time warp, so we're going to have to measure it with and without time. So we're looking about, current time warp, we're looking about 199. If it's over 200, 300, we know this thing isn't actually going to be able to keep itself charged up. So that will be a problem. What we might do is actually rotate it so that these are on the plane that way, and then this is upright. Might be better, I think. Right, so we're now there. Oh yeah, we're going to run out of power. This thing is never going to be able to actually charge itself up, I don't think, or it's just going to run out of power. I didn't realize we're going to need even more power for the station. Oof. 2.6 science a day, brilliant. Any craft that we send down there and bring up, we'll try and bring up enough to load up the lab as well, because that will give us a lot. The alternative is to land a lab down on the surface, which would be quite cool. Well, it seems we may have a mission that may be useful for a some sort of landed vessel with a science lab. So we have a mission here, which is launch a new vessel with a crew capacity of at least 2, generate some power, but importantly, have a science lab on it, and I believe we've got to land. Is that right? Yeah, land a surface base on the moon. So because I'm not using like Kerbal construction time or anything like that, the clock here starting at 1951 is a bit weird. I wonder whether if I played this again, yeah, I think I would probably put Kerbal construction time in just to sort of slow it down, make it sort of at least feel realistic-ish. We have the Mercury Horizon mission arriving for its flyback, well, no, sorry, for its maneuver in about 20 days. We'll get that done next, I think. And then we'll see about the Venus stuff, I think. So here we are with Mercury Horizon 1, deep space. It's not quite arrived at its destination yet to do its burn. And I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking, is there a better way of doing this? if I delete this node, I wish you could save nodes like to one side and then do the modifications to them and things. Is there a better way of doing this? We do get the flyby, but the flyby is not vastly important to us. In fact, it isn't a mission at the moment. We have put a relay satellite around it. That's not going to happen. So doing this is going to cost us a lot. Yeah, so we're getting quite a bit of delta V bonus there, but yeah, I think we go for the flyby. I think that's the only way to do it. So we'll position it. We'll go for the flyby. I think we need to build a bigger craft for orbit and stuff like that. I think we need a bigger rocket is what we actually need to do. Right, we are just about to pop ourselves into the sphere of influence. It should pop any second now. And oh, have we got something? We got a milestone. We got a milestone for going to Mercury. There we go. Get it down. I want the inclination to be either 0 or 1 or 180 is what I actually want. We are using not that much fuel actually for this. I'm looking at it thinking that's actually not too bad. We are reasonably there. So what now happens when I do a gravity type thing? If I do that and I do that, what happens? How much is it going to take? It's going to take a fortune. 2,000, 3,000 loads. Okay. However, why is it locked? Get off. Thank you. What we can do is, if I can find my radial in, I can bring my periapse a little bit closer. There we go. Do a little bit of that. Bit of that, bit of that. Come on, bring it in just a little closer. Just use a little bit of fuel to bring that periapse down. I'd like to get us within very close is actually what I want to get us into. Let's do that. That's close, isn't it? Oh, that is close. So again, that's going to be, we're going to need 4,000, not a problem. Right, let's put our maneuver node here. Now we're going to play, can we get an encounter with the planet that we're actually on? And that's going to be us going back again, is it? Okay. Right. What does that do? It does bring us in a bit. We do get another encounter. I don't feel the need to do it because it looks as though we're never going to get enough to do a really good gravity assist thing. We don't have the tech to it. So we're going to leave this craft out there, just doing its stuff and things. Get rid of that. What's this? First milestone. You've escaped the gravitational influence of Mercury. To me, I don't think you should get anything for that because you don't have the craft to not do it. So, okay, we'll accept it. Right, let's see what else there is to do. Right, I have got some points to spend in science. I'm going to take, I think, we're going to take the Skipper because it also comes with a sidekick solid rocket. We've got the Bobcat engine as well, and that gives me a slightly bigger rocketry. I like that. It gives me 165 left. I'm going to get the protective shell for the 2.5 meters because we just need to, which then gives me 70 left, which pretty much means I'm spent. I mean, we could go for that capsule there, but the Onion is not something that excites me. We've got heat management to 90, so I think we'll leave it there. I think next steps are going to be possibly down here in logistics, possibly some fuel and ore. We've got scanners, we've got the Sentinel telescope, which would be quite useful. We've got some electrics, we've got some communication stuff, and I really want to get that done because as soon as we get that, we can complete some of the missions that we've actually got. So we may save up for that. In fact, we could have got that this time, could we? No, we've got to get the solar and electric tech first, which is a little annoying, but yeah. So that is that. Right, moving on. So if that was good for you, check out on the screen right now some links you can see other videos you might like. Check out the channel, see if there's any playlists you like. There's also some links to other content creators there you might like, or leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do all those things.